Hey, Truth Seekers, welcome back. Zach here. Yesterday, Thursday, February 25th, 2016, we were treated to yet another shooting hoax. The day prior, Wednesday, in Bailey, Colorado, there was a mainstream media shooting hoax, and just a few days before that, there was the one out of Kalamazoo, Michigan, with the Uber driver. The story in Kalamazoo, Michigan was a definite tribute to the film Taxi Driver starring Robert De Niro, who in that film drove a checker taxicab. Checkered taxicabs were made in Kalamazoo, Michigan, from the date the company began up until the plant moved in 1982. That story, a coded riddle by the numbers. This story out of Hesston, Kansas, is multiple riddles, most obvious being a tribute to Charlton Heston, the former actor and major gun advocate for the NRA. I'll talk about what this shooting has to do with Charlton Heston. It also comes just days after the Democrats had their debate in Charleston, where they talked an awful lot about gun control. There's some connections to Charleston and the church shooting as well. So let's go through the hoax. Again, if you're new here, I talk about numerology and gematria. The only reason I do is because the powers that be use it, and by learning this language, you can read through their code. So, Hesston, Kansas has very interesting gematria. Hesston, Kansas has gematria of 39, 75, and 84. 84 is a special number to this nation. United States of America equals 84, and with regards to Charlton Heston, he died at age 84. Kansas also has gematria of 38, like Colorado, the number of death, making it fitting for a location of a story of death. These hoaxes, what they are, is they're drills put on by the police department and reported as real tragedies. This is our government, our media, and our police conspiring against us, as they always have, and something people need to wake up to. 33 is always a major number coded into the hoax. I did this decode last night before the shooter's name was released. In a moment, we'll talk about the shooter, his 33 coding. Just remember that Charlton Heston, who worked for the NRA, an establishment with 33 gematria itself. N plus R plus A is 14 plus 18 plus 1, 33. The date of the shooting, interesting numerology, 63, 36, 18. In the last video I did decoding the shooting in Colorado, I talked about how all three of these same numbers were coded within, and I talked about how this year, 2016, is a year with 666 connections. 2016 in numerology becomes 20 plus 16 equals 36. If you sum 1 through 36, it equals 666. 2016 in numerology, 2016, 0 doesn't count in numerology, so 2016 is a lot like 216. 6 times 6 times 6 is 216, a backhanded way of getting to the number 666. And yesterday's date numerology, 63, a visual way of saying 3 sixes. 36, again, if you sum 1 through 36, total 666. 18 factors into 6 plus 6 plus 6. And with regards to this 43, we're going to talk about how that connects to the shooter as well as Charleston in just a moment. They say he worked at Excel Industries. Excel Industries has gematria of 88. It's been 8 months and 8 days since the Charleston shooting. You might remember that picture of Dylan Stormroof in the 88 t-shirt. Poison and program equal 88. It's a multiple of 11. The powers that be, they're numerologists. Lots of numerology encoding in these stories. The multiples of 11 are the most important numbers in numerology. Excel Industries in simple English gematria sums to 187. The homicide code for some police departments. So a perfect work for a homicide story involving the police. 187 XL Industries. The sheriff spokesperson is named Sheriff T. Walton. If you've seen him on the news, he looks like a Beverly Hillbilly, honestly. It's the most simple way to put it. But this guy, a definite actor agent for the television screen. Sheriff T. Walton has gematria of 77, just like the words police department and also police officer. In my decode videos, I'm often showing how the police spokesperson has 77 name gematria. Again, police department equals 77, police officer equals 77. Coding that fits what we're talking about. They refer to him as Harvey County Sheriff T. Walton. Harvey County Sheriff T. Walton has gematria of 137, the 33rd prime number. Yesterday, the shooting was in Bailey, Colorado, which has gematria of 137. 137, the 33rd prime number. 33, a number often coded into the hoaxes. Police equals 33. Authority equals 137. This took place in Harvey County, which has gematria of 60, just like police. Harvey also has matching gematria with the word murder. This is a murder story. The witness was named Matt Gerald, who they had on day one, gematria of 38, just like death. They say the shooter is 38 years old. 38, the number of death. The shooting the day prior was in Colorado, the 38th state. Colorado has gematria of 38. The big way, Matt Gerald equals 101 like assassin. This is a story of an assassination. Gerald, also a name with 47 gematria. Obey, authority, all words with 47 gematria. A Freemason and Zionist signature, a very important number to this nation. Fourth day, 7th month birthday, 4th of July. The governor got in right away making tweets saying he's praying for the victims' families. Governor Sam Brownback. Sam Brownback, very interesting name gematria. Sam Brownback in simple English gematria sums to 122. Freemason in the Francis Bacon form equals 122. Sam, a name with 33 gematria. Think about Uncle Sam in this nation. Sam Brownback the small way also equals 59. Brownback 44. These are the kill numbers. It's interesting to note that he's 59 years old right now. Perhaps part of the reason this is the chosen location at this given time for the shooting hoax. Sam Brownback, born September 12, 1956, a date with 96 numerology, a date with 42 numerology, a date with 33 numerology, and a date with 77 numerology. So often, the members of this gang, who are people in high places, such as our government, have this type of numerology encoding in their birthday. Freemason coding through and through. Here's the picture of Dylan Stormroof in his t-shirt with the 88 on it. The supposed shooter at the Charleston church shooting hoax, something I well decoded. That shooting came 36 weeks earlier, or 8 months and 8 days. Anyhow, this morning they put out the shooter's name, show you how the shooter's name fits into the shooting hoax story. They say 3 killed, 14 hurt. The number for pi begins with 3.14. Pi is the number for cycles and circles, and these shooting hoaxes are put on in cycles and circles by the numbers. They tell us the shooter's name is Cedric Ford. Roughly 90 minutes before the shooting, he received an order from the police for protection from abuse. This is like how the shooting the day before received an eviction notice. Anyhow, the name Cedric Ford, very interesting. Cedric, a name with 33 gematria. The shooter in Colorado had a 33 name as well. Ford, a name with 25 gematria. Put it together, it sums to 58 like Freemasonry, a number routinely coded into these shooting hoaxes. The number most heavily coded into the Kalamazoo shooting over the weekend. Cedric, in simple English gematria, sums to 42, a number coded all over Black Americans. It represents the most hateful word for Black Americans, the N-word. It's also the number for Freemason. So many words that are divisive have the 42 coding within. The Freemasons believe in dividing and conquering, a likely explanation for why so many hateful words are coded with 42. Ford in simple English gematria sums to 43. This shooting happened on a date with 43 numerology. In the story, they say after he got the order, he drove his nice big new truck home and then came back in a different vehicle. Think about Ford, nice big new truck, date with 43 numerology. I have a video from Thanksgiving Day 1980 when the woman named Ford supposedly took her Lincoln and ran over a bunch of people on the sidewalk in Reno, Nevada. You can go back and check out that video. This year we got a tribute to that story on the winter solstice in Las Vegas. Might forget these stories already because we're bombarded with so much propaganda.